Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Hope is a renewable option. If you run out of it at the end of the day, you get to start over in the morning. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 363, NASDAQ up 115, S&P's up 48. In that context, folks, this market was as wild as you can ever get it. What am I talking about here? Well, from highs to lows today inside the Dow Industrials, this is what you had. Well, this is what you had just in the past hour. Dow had hit a high of 16,666. Intraday, at the 3 o'clock, from 3 to 4, from 3 to 3:30, it went down 300 points. It came all the way back 300 points. It closed at its highs. Bottom line, you closed at the high. You have 1.1 billion versus 1.3 inside the Dow Industrials. If we go take a look at the diamonds and see how the diamonds are set up, what you have with the diamonds, so the diamonds are the ETF structure of the Dow Industrial. Diamonds go up today on 15 million versus the downdraft out here of 18 million. Inside the NDX 100, the 3 Qs. What do we have inside the 3 Qs? This is what you're looking at. 3 Qs today are trading at 105.64. You did 65 million shares. You're going into 95 million. Bottom line, it's not enough shares, folks. You know, we'll see if the Qs can make it up to. We're at 105.64, and that is a 0.618 retracement of the whole move down. We'll see whether we can get to 106.47. Today we got to 105.71. Inside the SPY, the SPY, what do you have inside the SPY? This is what you have. The SPY is trading at 199.16. We did 263 million shares versus 346. Now, what we're definitely going to also have is that you're coming into a Friday, you're coming into the weekend. The real key is going to be is that who's going to hold them, who's going to throw them out, who's going to do all of the above. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Gold contract, folks, we do need more price spread and volume. What we did have out here today is this. You had, GCC5. What we did have is that you had a test of the lows of yesterday. It tested it on lighter volume, which is a good start. Bottom line, gold is right now is trading out at 1123.40. What we did out here today is that we got to 1117, rejected it, did lighter volume. The volume characteristic out here today was 135,000 contracts. You were testing the low of yesterday that had 207,000 contracts. Bonds. Now, the bond market, folks, bottom line is saying, number one, that this market is going south once again. And my take on this, by the way, is that this is the top of the counter-trend bounce that we're in, meaning in the S&P. The 30-year bond, what we did with the 30-year bond is this. 30-year bond traded down to 155.16. We're at 156.07. And what that baby had done is this. We needed the bond market. Well, the bond market will do what it wants to do. But not for bonds to go higher in the art of time in the trade is that when you come down, and you come down with any type of volume at all, you got to get under that level. It's got to reject that level. And simultaneously, you got to have lighter volume. Now, the bonds did all of that. Today, we did 449,000 contracts. We got under the 155.13 level. We went to 155.16. You closed at 156.07. That means you tested it, it held. Now what are you going to be looking for? Now you're looking for wider price spread, accelerated volume on the way up. We take a look at the dollar index. What the dollar index has done is this. Dollar index is at 95.70, and it tested the downdraft that was created out here on the 21st of August. We did that with 54,000 contracts versus 61. So the dollar index is saying it wants to go back down into these 95 93. Yeah, 92.52 area. See, the way the dollar index also took out the swing point of 93.30 is telling me that, guess what? This thing wants to go lower, but particularly a lot lower. Now, let's go back to the broad market for a second, because the broad market, folks, no doubt, is not only a trip, it's quite extraordinary about how we went higher, lower, and all of the above. I'm going to put up a intraday chart for you so you can see how this was shaking out today. So what we have is this. If I put a 2-day chart up, what you're going to see, actually I'll put a 1-day. It's easier if I look at the futures. So what you had is this. Futures, high up here today was 1988. Well, we're at 1986, so we closed at the highs. At 3 o'clock, well, we stayed up at highs for a bit. At 3 o'clock, it dove down. It dives down into 1944. That's like insanity. And it has volume at the lows. What does that mean? Well, volume at the lows, even intraday, means, hey, we're going to be right back down there. So it's going to be so intriguing here, of course, is that how do we come in to Friday after this week? Because, of course, this week, if we take a look at where we are and where we've been, okay, it's about as dramatic as you can get, because we're at Thursday, right? So if we go back, Monday, the Dow was at 16,300. Got down to 15,900. Comes back to 300, gets back down to 15,666. Now you're back up into the 16,000 level. And if we just bring this back to last Thursday, what you're going to see is that you're right where the largest part of the downdraft actually occurred. Now, what you're going to hear on stations, some stations for sure, you'll hear that some of these stocks are up 20 or 30%. Folks, they're not up 20 or 30%, okay? That number, where that number is coming from, I'll show you where that number is coming from. If we take a look at the Qs, the Qs have a low in that you have maybe 1 share, 10 shares traded at $84.74. That was the open. I saw that at the open. The open was down $14. No one got that price, folks. That was a mispricing, not necessarily mispricing, because the price is the price. That was the market hitting stops. No one got those prices. Okay, so that Q certainly didn't go from 84 to 105. The actual price that anyone could get it, or that it actually traded really at, with, you know, let's say where it's 1,000 shares or whatever, was actually $96.94. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Dow Industrials finished up 369 rather. NASDAQ up 115. S&P's up 51. We're going to be right back.